So I went and picked up the roofing for the covered hay feeder, and I also bought the rafter ties. That's these little brackets right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these on first, and then we'll try to get the roof on today. All right, I got the rafter ties on, and I smashed my thumb probably 6 times trying to put those short little nails in there. This first one's scratched up. I'll probably put it on last. All right, I've got 3 pieces of barn metal up on the roof, and then this last one we'll have to cut down a piece. All right, I've got this cheap little metal shear. It takes little bitty bites. I don't really like it that much, honestly, but it's what I got, and that's what I'm gonna use. Yep. We're gonna go for 16 inches wide, which means I just cut right along this rib right here, so that'll at least be an easy guide to follow. As far as I can reach. I'd say I'm probably doing this wrong. Instead of going underneath, maybe I should go above like this. Maybe it'll go easier. You can see it just removes like a strip of metal as you cut it. Definitely worked a lot easier that way. Wants to slide off. Stay. All right, I just finished up the roof. So the structure of the hay feeder, that's complete now. So the next thing to work on is going to be the high use area around the hay feeder. So first thing I want to do is I want to take off the topsoil. So I need to bring the tractor in here, try to use a tractor bucket, and just scrape off maybe like 4 inches, top 4 inches of topsoil, something like that. Just going to measure out about 6 feet from the hay feeder. All right, I got the area marked out. Let's see if I can scoop it out with the tractor. So I want to save all this topsoil that we remove, and the tractor is too big to fit through this gate, and I don't want to drive every single bucket all the way around to go pile it somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll just reach over the top of this fence with the bucket, and I'll just drop all the topsoil on this side. So I'm driving around doing this work, and I got the post hole digger on the back, and I heard a big crack, and the weld, or where I fixed where this broke, the weld just broke. And it didn't fall all the way off the back of the tractor like it did last time, but you can see the weld is broken, and it's starting to open up where this pin goes through. And this happens from side load, I believe, because as you're driving around, this auger swings back and forth, and then that stresses where that top link pin goes through. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the back of the tractor, and yeah, we'll have to end up repairing it again. So last night I did get all the topsoil removed, probably removed a little bit more than I should have. And today we're gonna try to get this as level as possible around the outside edge, because we got some railroad ties to set in here, and that's gonna form the perimeter of this high use area. Yeah, 10 inches. We need it to be 7 inches deep, so we're like 3 inches too low. We gotta add the dirt back in. We took out way too much with the tractor. Just putting it around the edges for the timbers, railroad ties. All right, we got the edge done. We've got this all nice and flattened out for the railroad ties to be able to go on around the edge. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna frame around the very bottom of the hay feeder for the concrete pad that we're gonna put in here later, and that'll keep the rock from going in there as we're filling this up. So we went and got some of the boards from the compost pile when we tore it apart. We're gonna use those as our concrete forms. Just like that. So you can see our level bubble just over the right hand side of the line, and that's because this ground right here, it slopes downhill this direction. So I've decided to slope the slab, the concrete slab. Any water gets on it, it's gonna run off this way as well. You like it? Okay. All right, we got our concrete forms in around the bottom of the center of the hay feeder. And our big problem is I really removed way too much dirt the other day, and I put it on the outside because I thought it would be easier to take this topsoil and store it somewhere else later. Well, now I need to put some of this back in, so I've made this job like 3 times harder than it should be. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut some gates, try to move all the animals in one area so we can drive through the barnyard and around, and we're gonna put, I'm gonna assume somewhere about 5 or 6 bucket loads back in the ground over there, just to build it up back to where it should be. So I think we ended up with 6 buckets fulls of dirt that we put in here to bring this back up so that I don't have to put as much gravel in here when we fill it up. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out some geotextile fabric. I bought a roll and it was 6 feet wide, exactly the width we cut out. So we'll get that laid down and we'll start putting in our railroad ties around the edge. So I bought this geotextile. This is a woven geotextile fabric. I got this at Menards. It was outside, kind of with like the garden and the landscaping and the bagged concrete, that kind of stuff, like the landscaping stuff. But this is not landscaping fabric. This is specifically for like gravel driveways and roads, because if you look at what it's recommended for, it says driveways, paths, parking lots, roads, stuff like that. It's supposed to go underneath like a gravel road or asphalt. So that's what we're gonna be putting down. It's gonna keep the gravel from sinking in to the soil. It also just gives it a stronger base when you're done, this fabric does. I guess this time what I'll do is I'll lay it here and I'll just see if I can unroll it. What do you think?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I got 6 railroad ties, and these things are extremely heavy. I need to try to get them on the forks of the tractor. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see if I can get it on the side of the trailer.
Let me go around that side.
Well, maybe I can just get it on top of one of these others. Don't lift it. Just gonna swing it. So this is my first experience buying railroad ties, using them for like a retaining wall. And when you buy them, of course they're used, they're beat up. One side had the spikes in them, and a lot of times that side is torn up pretty bad from where they ripped the old spikes and the railroad track off of it. So I'm gonna take that side and I'm gonna put it down. And the other side is usually in a lot better shape. Okay, we're gonna roll it too, so hold on. Okay, now I'm gonna roll it. We're gonna just let it kind of, I'm gonna scoot it back. Scoot your end back just there. All right, we're just gonna drop it, okay?
Okay.
Just like that. It's not perfectly level, but I like it. It's sticking up above the ground just a hair. Like not much. I think that looks good. 4 foot 1 inch is what I'm measuring. I figure the best thing to cut this with is a chainsaw. It's probably the quickest way to dull a chainsaw too. Huh. Boy, it's not acting right. All right, we got the big boy chainsaw.
It should be a lot lighter.
Yeah. Full fit?
No.
What do you mean no? Boy.
This
What?
one, I don't. It can, I think this one can come this way, and then it will.
It move?
Maybe a little.
There we go, we're in.
And it needs to just go straight down.
It needs to go straight down on this one. If you want to see if you can get yours swung over the hole.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up with it, okay?
Okay.
There we go.
It's gonna have to come this way.
It needs to come your way.
Yeah.
There we go.
There.
It's in place. Oh, I can't. I was in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's the post right there. Ready? No? Oh, it should.
Oh, there.
There we go.
It's a bit high, but
It is. It's higher. I think it's bigger than the other one. It's physically bigger than the other one. You can tell it's like a ½ inch bigger.
there.
I guess we can put dirt under this one and lift it up.
Yeah.
Trying to get the tops of these the same height. Dimensionally, these railroad ties aren't the same exact dimensions. All right, stomp on that thing with those big old sandals. Good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lift up on it.
It always ended up being
Yep, I
Like
don't
it
think there's any good
moves.
way to drop it in and
like,
be perfect. There we go. Don't put your fingers under that one either. It may drop down just like that.
all right.
Now I'm good. All right. And then you do that, it's still like an inch off.
I know. It's crazy. It's the momentum that it falls.
It's just
like,
the angles. Yep. One little piece has to go in that corner.
well, it's gonna be hard to cut out of this. You're gonna need like put it in a vise or something.
Yeah.
There's a
See if you can get it.
it's
Okay, get a
It's-
hammer. It's falling in.
hold on. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna put the last piece in myself.
Okay. Drive her home, baby. There you go. You got it. Good job. All right, we got all of the railroad ties in around the perimeter. We've tried to do our best to make sure where they butt together that it's nice and level, transitions well, so there's like not a tripping hazard or something to get your foot caught on. Got it going all the way around. I think it's looking really good. We're ready to go ahead and start putting gravel in here. Some people will notice we didn't put a landscaping timber on that side. And the reason being is because this whole area right there is going to turn to gravel. We're going to make that a gravel parking area as well. So the gravel will kind of flow out of this eventually. So that's why we didn't put a railroad tie on that side. So we're going to go ahead and start filling this up with some gravel. It's like a road pack gravel. So it's like 3/4 inch stone all the way down to rock dust. It'll pack down real nice when it's done. We may end up using both tractors at the same time, where I drive the big tractor, Rebecca drives a smaller tractor, and we each haul buckets until this is filled up, because it's going to take, I'm not sure what it's going to take. It may take 12 buckets before this is full, maybe more. All right, we've got our high use area around the hay feeder all filled with gravel, leveled out fairly decent. The only problem is it's just not, you know, tamped down. It's not packed down yet. So I may end up going to the store tomorrow or the next day and try to buy one of them tampers and go over the entire thing, try to get it packed down as best I can. That way when the livestock come in here, they don't sink in it, because it does need to be packed down first. So I'll just leave this area closed off so that none of the animals can come back here, and I'll try to, you know, pack this down another day. But so far, the hay feeder project here, this is looking pretty good. I'm happy with the way it's turning out, but it is a lot of work. So I did have Rebecca help me today. She volunteered, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Didn't know what you're volunteering for, did you?
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of physical labor today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would have been a lot harder if I wouldn't had Rebecca helping me, that's for sure. What did somebody say in one of the last videos? They said, like, the best implement a farmer can have is a good wife that'll help him. I would never call her an implement, but she is definitely the best helper that I got, that's for sure. Or the best I could ask for. So what do you think? You think that's good enough?
Yeah.
Of course you think it's good enough.
It's like the Taj Mahal of round bale feeders.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's going to save us a lot of time and effort in the future. I know you're probably not the only one that's saying that, you know, but the way I see it, I built this out. It lasts 25 years, and I can just drive up to it, drop a round bale in, close the gate, and I'm done. So I don't have to try to drive into the pasture and move a hay ring around or whatever. It's going to be easy. It's the permanent location. So yeah, I think it's a lot of work now. I think it's going to save me time in the future. It's going to make life easier after this.
It looks nice.
Yeah. So you like the gravel? You think the gravel's good enough?
Yeah. I'd like you to do some of this, like, around the house, like landscaping.
So it's landscaping?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. She has asked for landscaping, and everybody knows she's asked for bookshelves.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get to the bookshelves. That's still a goal for this year. Maybe landscaping.
You're running out of time.
Yeah, I'm running out of time quick. This fencing project, I didn't know it was going to take me 9 months or 12 months, or I've been working on it forever, it seems like. But I didn't know it was going to end up taking me this long. So it's ate up most of the year. But I still plan on trying to get her bookshelves done before the end of the year, at least. Yeah, I'm gonna try. So we'll wait and see what happens. So landscaping will just have to wait till maybe
another year,
next year, maybe,
or the year after.
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah. It was like a hot day today too. I always volunteer on these really hot days.
Yeah. So she started out in boots,
Mm-hmm.
and then it got too hot, and then she went to flip-flops, and
Yes.
then the tractor engine was too hot for her in flip-flops, so she decided to put boots back on.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to move this gravel.
It does. It gets hot in that seat. Like,
Yeah.
I could feel it on my face.
Yeah. So the flip-flop thing is purely temperature.
Yes.
Rebecca likes to have her feet cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, she hangs them out the side of the bed and has a fan blow on them every night. She has a fan on her feet while she sleeps.
I can't help it.
Yeah. That's
If my feet are hot, I'm grouchy. So.
that's true. And if she's hungry,
Yeah.
she gets grouchy. So we got to keep those two things from happening. Keep the wife happy. Everyone's happy. All right, we got our gates in the right position now. We can
Everybody's coming.
let the livestock back
guys
into
are
the
gonna have
rest
to
of
move.
the area.
You guys need to move.
We've had them just locked in this small area while we worked.
Here we go. They stay on that path.
I know.
They do not get off. All right. That is your path, your road you made, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they're animals of habit. You know, I mean, they can only walk in that one
Yeah,
spot
look at them. Oh,
in a single file line.
yep.
Come on,
Good
boys.
boy.
There's the 3 steers. You guys are going to be here for about another
You guys need
6
sprayed.
months or so.
You need sprayed down. Number 39. You want petted? No? Okay.
So earlier in this video, I broke the post hole digger again from leaving it on the tractor. I should have took it off. Let me just go ahead. I'm going to show you the break. So you can see that the weld is definitely cracked all the way through, top and bottom, all the way through. And I think the only thing that saved me is after I welded top and bottom, I welded the side. This side and the other side. And I think it's these little tack welds on this side is the only thing that's really holding this on there, or else this whole thing would have just fell off the back of the tractor like it did last time. So I originally thought this was cast iron when I repaired it, and I used nickel rod. And I had several people comment that it didn't end up being cast iron because when I grinded it, cast iron would have thrown like a red or an orange color of spark. And when I grinded on this, it just had like a bright yellow spark, just like any other steel would. So that is some type of a cast steel. So when I repair it next time, I'll probably use the same method. I'll probably heat it up and weld it, but I'll probably just use 70-18 rod, which is a lot stronger, and weld that back together. And hopefully that's the last time I have to fix it. But I'm definitely got to learn my lesson and take this off after I'm done using it. So I think the next phase on the hay feeder build is going to be the concrete slab that I'm going to pour here in the middle. And this concrete pad right here, it's going to sit up about 1 inch to 2 inches higher than the gravel. And I know that's an added expense, but I think it'll keep the hay up just a little bit higher. It'll be drier, it'll be better quality, easy to clean off afterwards. And I'm going to try to pour this using bagged concrete and the cement mixer. And I've never really poured a concrete pad before, so this is like the perfect spot for me to learn, right? Something that's really not that important. It'll be a good trial for me to kind of hone my skills a little bit, or at least make a lot of mistakes and learn from them. That's pretty much how I do things. Well guys, I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. I'm gonna have to run to the store and get some more material and maybe some concrete tools, and then we'll move on to the next step. So hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.